Hi guys! Hi guys, Macabata here and I'm back with another story. Yes, story. And today we will be as comfy as possible. Like, chill lang tayo, cozy lang. Yeah, hindi ako nag-makeup at all. Like, lip tint, yes. But even my nails, I haven't done my nails yet. And also, I want to be honest, I'm not really sure what language to use whenever I do my vlogs because I have foreign friends watching my vlogs and most of my viewers are Filipinos. Akala mo talaga famous. Akala mo talaga famous, Char. But, yeah. But also, hindi ko talaga alam. Anyway, going back. So today, we will talk about one of the most sensitive topics when it comes to love. Yes, love. Love. Yan, gustong-gusto nyo. This is one of the things that you don't want to talk about. But today, we will talk about it. And yeah, and again, just a disclaimer, I am no love expert. I'm not an expert at all when it comes to love, but there are a lot of people who's asking me about love advice. And yes, I will never get tired of sharing my thoughts about love. Being in love is one of the most beautiful creations of God. Love makes you laugh, it makes you go beyond your limit, it makes you achieve things, it makes you selfless. But it also makes you cry, it also makes you feel hurt, and it also makes you blind. I've read an article in 𝓜𝓾𝓼𝓲𝓬 and it says there that once we get close to a person, the brain decides the need to assess their character and personality is reduced. So while love might not be totally blinding, well, according to Sarah of CNN, it can definitely blur your vision. And there are some relationships that, oops, not healthy anymore, it's not working anymore, it's toxic, time to let go. But some people really are having a hard time recognizing it. Sakit sa ulo. And what's worse is they will try to convince themselves and the people around them that, oops, kaya pa yan, we can still make it work, we are destined for each other, we love each other. My God. And they will come up with an excuses para hindi mag-let go. And yeah, that's true that there's no perfect relationship. Like, even the happy couples have arguments sometimes. And of course, you should evaluate your relationship. And if it keeps happening all the time, then probably it's time to ask yourself, baka naman. And this is the cute part. Sometimes you have to leave your relationship in order for you to prioritize yourself. Grabe ang haba ng intro ko. But anyway, eto na nga. Let's talk about when to leave a relationship. Number one, when you are constantly unhappy. Constantly, ha? I just want to emphasize constantly unhappy. And you know what the problem is? We tend to be blinded by the past happy moments that we have in our relationship to the point that we forget all the pain and unhappiness that it brings us. If your relationship leaves you stressed, depressed, upset, unhappy, and if it leaves you in tears every so often, then perhaps it's time for you to ask yourself, why? It's really good to know the reason why so you can either fix the problem or go away. Number two, when the same issues recurs even though you tried addressing it. Once is okay. Twice is not okay, but okay, fine, let's give another chance. Thrice is a clear sign that something is wrong. If it keeps on happening, and if it keeps on landing on the same situation, the same scenario, the same outcome, no matter what you do, well, it's more than enough evidence that that's the end. You can keep pushing, but it's a matter of time before it sinks in and nowhere to go. And worse is, it contributes to your depression. Number three, when the relationship prevents both of you from growing as individuals. Every relationship evolves. Sometimes both parties grow at the same pace, And there are times when one outgrows the other. If you notice that you keep putting important life goals aside to maintain your relationship, well, it's time for you to think things over, because relationships should nurture individual growth and happiness and not take away from it. Plus, oh my gosh, this is the most important thing that you should note. Please don't rely on your partner for a stronger sense of self-worth. Oh my god. Yeah. Number 4 and my most favorite. You're scared of being single. A set of studies published in the American Psychological Association found that people who are scared or afraid of being single tend to end up in unsatisfying relationships. Think about this for a sec. How will God give you the best woman or the best man He has for you or has chosen for you if right now you're still holding to that toxic relationship? Please don't waste years of your life in a toxic relationship just because you're scared of being alone or being single. Once you learn to let go, that's a time that God will give you the right person, especially when the time is right. I have these friends na na-witness ko yung past relationships nila, and I salute them for living their past relationships for whatever reason it is. And right now, they have something to tell you.
Hi guys, I'm Clariele. I'm 24 years old. My last relationship lasted for 2.5 years, and the reason we broke up was because the relationship was getting too toxic already. My advice for anyone who's in a relationship right now but are getting depressed by it already is, just remember that life goes on and you're always one decision away from a totally different life. The breakup will hurt, and I bet that you cannot let go because you're holding on to the memories. But guess what? Whatever you choose, you're gonna get hurt anyway. You're gonna get hurt either way. So just choose the kind of hurt that will make your life better later on. As I said, life goes on. We all have to move on. You have to move on. Your partner will have to move on. We all have to grow. So sometimes the path to growth is leaving some people behind and going on our own. Kaya mo yan.
Hello everyone, I'm Charie. So I want to share you how my mess turned into a message. So I have been in 2 failed relationships. I broke up with my first boyfriend of almost 5 years because he cheated on me. So I was really in total wreck. As in, I cried every night. I came to a point that I really questioned my worth. So hanggang sa nagising ako, and I took that pain into purpose, and that's the time when I started to enter grad school. And then I met another guy. I compromised my standards because as a Christian woman, ang first na non-negotiable mo dapat in a guy is he must be a Christian. But because I was at peak of my emotions, I ignored it kasi akala ko that would make me happy. But of course, it did not. God showed several red flags that I constantly ignored. And my self-esteem became so low, naging insecure ako sa sarili ko, naging anxious ako because of how He constantly invalidates my emotions. So I prayed to God for strength to leave the toxic relationship behind kasi hindi ko na nga kaya. So this is a reminder to not ignore the red flags at the beginning of every relationship. So while single, I focus on my job, fix myself and studies before taga-sana all na lang din ako, and napapaisip ako if there's really a right guy for me. Until I met my now boyfriend, mas una niyang niligawan yung parents ko. He also values my purity, not to mention that he's also a Christian since birth. He reminds me that I'm more than enough na akala ko hindi ko deserve. To all young women right there, do not ever settle for anything less than you deserve. Never compromise your standards, and you are not picky. Ang cliche man pakinggan, but really, wait for God's best. because He won't give you trials more than you can bear. Lahat ng pinagdadaanan mo ngayon, there must be a reason. Take it from someone who had to learn the hard way more than once.
Jump in lang ako before the next one. This person, her past relationship lasted for 8 years. Imagine that, 8 years. Kinasal kami ni Ritz sa ika-8 year namin. But imagine this 8 years. Currently, yung relationship niya, just last week, they celebrated their first anniversary. And, you know what? They are engaged now. Congrats, Pogs! Congratulations, Pogs! Imagine, 8 years, 1 year. Here you go.
Hi, I'm Ronalyn Pordan, and before my present one, my last relationship lasted for almost 8 years, and we ended it first quarter of last year. And our relationship ended not because we just hated each other or because of other trust issues, which are mainly the problem of long-term relationship, but we just fell out of love. As we grow older, we just realize that we just don't have the same dreams and goals in life, so we decided to end it because it just didn't work out, even if we tried. My advice for those who are currently in long-term relationships right now and they find it detrimental not only to their physical health but mostly their mental health is choose yourself. Define what is love for you and what kind of relationship would you like to have for a long time. Will you compromise your long-term relationship in the future just because you had it for years now? Always prioritize yourself and do the math. If the disadvantages of staying in your relationship right now is more than the advantages, then just leave and find what is really meant for you. Like me, I found my fiancé just in months. I'm much happier now and much more contented. And ayun, baka naghihintay lang din yung forever nyo. And if you'll just hold any longer to your current relationship, you won't find him and you'll just settle for less. So don't settle for less and get what you really deserve.
And there's one thing that I want to share with you guys as well. I have a friend, like 2 friends pala, a boy and a girl. They're really close to my heart. They are in a relationship, so I'm really rooting for them. But one day, they broke up for whatever reason it is. I told the guy na pursue her kasi kailangan may isang magpupush talaga na i-pursue yung relationship kahit na gumigive up na yung isa. And then, marirevive naman yan. Ganon. Diba? Napaka-stupid talaga ng sinabi ko ngayon. Mahal na mahal niya si lady on that moment. Talagang chinase niya si girl. Nagpaka-martyr siya kahit na ang sakit-sakit na, tinry pa rin niyang i-push. And there's this one night na dahil wala siya sa sarili niya, habang nagmomotor siya, aksidente. Good thing na lang na na-rescue siya ng isa naming kaibigan. And in that moment, na-realize niya na it's time to let that person go. It's time to let the girl go. And it's time na talagang tapos na. And right now, they're very happy with their relationships, with their new relationships. The girl is very much happy with her relationship, and this guy is really happy with his relationship. The lesson of the story: huwag ka nang mag-drive ng motor. Joke lang, but eto, real talk. If you keep on pushing that relationship or if you keep on fighting for that relationship, it's not worth it. It will only cause you pain. And lastly, leave your relationship if it doesn't glorify God. If your relationship is the highest priority of your life right now and it dictates almost every aspect of it, like every aspect of your life, your finances, your time, your happiness, your focus, and your walk with God, then your relationship is your idol and it's not good. A godly relationship will only work if you discover God's true love for you. You have to learn to love yourself the way God wants all His children to be loved.
I'm Marge, and I had this relationship that lasted for 3 years. And before, I thought he is the one. Kaya sobrang hirap iwan ng relationship na yun. And most of us can relate to this. But God reminded me that I don't have to stay sa isang unhealthy relationship. That He has greater plans for me. And you know what? If you let go and let God heal you, allow Him na buuin ka from your brokenness, once nabuo ka na, in His right time, He will give you the one that has God in his or her life. Someone that will know your value, will appreciate you, will help you grow as a person, will support you sa passion mo, and someone that will choose to love you every day. And once na andyan na siya, masasabi mo na lang na buti nag-let go ka. And you will realize that God is really faithful.
Well, at the end of the day, it's your call. I cannot push you to end your relationship or a toxic relationship, or your friends cannot push you to do the same, or your family cannot force you to do the same. It's your call. But please remember that God is the best writer of any love story. You have to trust Him. Well, guys, I know that it's really hard to let go. It's really hard to let go sa something na nakasanayan mo na. But we serve a good God. We serve a God that will work things out for our own good. Trust God when a relationship ends and ask God to remove the wrong one from your life and make room for the right one. So that's it for today's story time. And yeah, I just want to thank everyone for watching my vlogs. And I've been hearing a lot of good feedbacks from you guys, and I'm really happy. My heart is really pumping real hard. And please don't forget to like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share this video or comment. Till the next story time, bye!